Hey y'all, it's Kate from LoveStory, and my friends over on Discord convinced me that it's okay to do tags without being tagged, so I am going ahead and doing the Finally Fall tag, even though it really doesn't feel like fall at all here in North Carolina. Yesterday it was 81, the day before it was 79, and I think it's in the high 70s again today, maybe even 80. And it's crazy because I love fall. It is my favorite season. I love it so much, but we don't have fall weather here this year. We had like a week of it, and I was like, okay, it's finally fall. And I took out all of my fall and winter clothes and put away all my summer clothes, and then it warmed up again, and I'm told this is basically North Carolina fall now. We don't really have seasons down here. We just have summer and slightly summer. So I'm doing the Finally Fall tag, even though it doesn't feel like fall, so it feels weird. But it is almost the end of October. Next week is Halloween. So I think it's about time to do the Finally Fall tag. So question 1, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. And also, I will put down the questions and my answers in the description below, so you all can refer to those if you want. So in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. My book choice for this is Wuthering Heights. I love this book so much. It's by Emily Bronte. It's one of the classics, Bronte's. And the vivid description of Wuthering Heights is so amazing in this book. If you haven't read this book yet, you need to read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I love this edition because it's just so beautiful, with Heathcliff at the tree at Wuthering Heights. And this is actually part of a collection, a set that includes Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte too. But it is just in a beautiful edition, beautiful set, and it has pictures on the inside too. But anyways, I'm going into too much detail. I'm not used to these tags, I guess. Or maybe I'm just doing it on my own. Here it is. Here's one of the illustrations in there. It's just gorgeous. Anyways, vivid setting, very vivid setting. Wuthering Heights Manor, and I forget the name of the place next to it, but yes. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Question 1. We're done. I've got 1 done. Question 2. Nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. And the first book that I thought of for this question was Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. And this book is just incredible. It's about Rill Foss, who essentially, her and her siblings essentially became orphans when their mother went into labor with a set of twins, and they are whisked away by these like mysterious people to what's called the Tennessee Children's Home Society orphanage, and they're mistreated very badly, and it's a dark tale, a sad tale with it's such a sad tale, but with so many points of hope and sunshine in it. And it's based on a true story, and it's just written beautifully. It's one of my favorite books that I've read this year. I will be doing more videos on this very soon because it's amazing. Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate. Question number 2, done. Question number 3, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. And this one, I have actually 2 answers. So I'm going to answer the first one, and then my second answer is part of question 4 also. But the first book that came to my mind was Just Mercy by Brian Stevenson. And I'll put the picture here. I read the ebook version of this and watched the movie, and if you look in our earlier videos, my boyfriend Howard and I did a video on Just Mercy way back at the start of LoveStory, so go check that out too, and I'll tag that here. But I learned so much reading Just Mercy. I knew that our criminal justice system is horrible, and that our jails were overpopulated and people were being jailed for crimes that they didn't do, but this sheds so much more light onto it. It's an amazing read. Also, could also be for number 2. It's a beautifully written book, but deals with such a heavy topic like mass incarceration and the death penalty and people being killed for stuff that they didn't do. So Just Mercy for number 3 by Brian Stevenson. And also, so question 4 says, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be part of. And my first thought for this question and questions like this is the Weasley family from Harry Potter. I just love their family, and from the first time I met Mrs. Weasley, I wanted her to be my mom. And so I thought I would do it a little bit differently and tie in question 3 with a nonfiction book that taught you something new with this answer of Harry Potter. So instead of using Harry Potter books themselves, I've brought in one of these fun books that I've discovered recently. It's called The Science of Harry Potter by Mark Brake and John Chase. And it's the unofficial guide to the secrets of Harry Potter's magical world. And they take all sorts of ideas and things in the Harry Potter world and explain the science behind it or the real life thinking behind it. Like some of these things are actual real life things, and some of them like what kind of prophecy is possible. That's so cool. I just really this was such a cool book. Who really was the last great wizard? Like, I found this book at Barnes & Noble accidentally, and I just love it. How we would do the Weasley family clock. It's just an amazing book. I highly recommend it if you are a big Harry Potter fan, but you don't want to give JK any of your money, because I know a lot of people are doing that, but you still want to live in the Harry Potter world. Check out The Science of Harry Potter. It's so fun, and you learn so much. Okay, 3 and 4 are done. Question 5. The colorful leaves are piling on the ground. Show us a pile of colorful spines. And that is actually over here. Here is my colorful spines pile, and quickly going through them, I included a variety of different books here. The Spirit of the Border by Zane Grey. This is my grandpa's book, and it's one of the next books on my to-be read pile. November, December, maybe January, depending on how fast I read. The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, a great classic. The Shining by Stephen King, also on my to-read pile, probably closer to January 2021. It's way down there because I have so many books that I want to read. And then this one, Making Our Lives Work, was another one of my grandpa's books, and I just thought it was so fun because he had this in with all of his old forestry books, and it was a fun little peek into my grandpa's life, and also on my to-read list because I want to read all of the books that he had saved. And next is The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Hooligan. Not Hooligan. This was such a fun book. I loved this book so much. I gave it 5 stars, and it was kind of like a dream of mine. If I remember correctly, the main character moves to Scotland and opens like this traveling library in this old van, and it sounded like so much fun. That is my life dream right there, exactly that. So if you're in Scotland, let me know how I can make that a possibility, because that's my dream right there. The next book is The Other Einstein by Mary Benedict, and this book is about Einstein's wife. And in this fictionalized version of this tale, she actually comes up with the idea of relativity instead of Einstein, and he just takes the idea and runs. And she actually wrote the paper on it, and he just put the publishers put his name to it, and he got all the praise for it. So it's a really interesting look to another side of a historical person that we all know about. We Have No Idea. This book, is another book that could go under question 3, nonfiction that taught you something new. We Have No Idea, A Guide to the Unknown Universe. This is a book about the universe and everything that we don't know about the universe and beyond. And it was fascinating to read, and I think I got this in one of those Goodread giveaways. I think it came surprisingly one day in the mail, but it was a fantastic read. It has a little pie chart on the front. 68% no clue, 27% dark matter, and 5% stuff we know, including pies. And it's just fun, and that's what the whole book is like, with little fun illustrations in there to make learning science even more fun. I loved it, and usually science is like way over my head, and a lot of this was still way over my head, but it was fun way over my head. And then the last book I have is on this colorful stack is Walden and Other Writings by Henry David Thoreau, which is a classic nonfiction essays, and I'll be talking about this in my next nonfiction video for November. I love Henry David Thoreau, and Walden, along with Waldo Emerson, is fabulous. And all of these books, obviously, you should pick up. Some of them I haven't read yet, but I know will be great. Anyways, that was my colorful spine stack. Question 6. Fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. And obviously this could be so many different books, because a book is really just telling a story. But the very first book that came to my mind was The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. And this book is so hard for me because it deals with Alzheimer's, which if you've seen other videos of mine, I lost 2 grandparents to Alzheimer's, so it hits me hard. But in this book, we have the main character, Noah, essentially telling his story of his love with Allie. And I won't tell too much because it'll give away the ending, but that's basically what this book is about. It's the only Nicholas Sparks book that I have read so far, but I absolutely loved it, and it's made me want to read more of his books. So that's question 6. Question 7, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark and creepy read, and that you have to talk about Stephen King with. And this is the only Stephen King book that I've read, so this is the one that I am saying for question 7, Cujo. But I read this a while back, several months ago now, and it was so creepy. It made me not want to see a dog ever again. No, I have not seen the movie, and I don't plan to because I'm a huge chicken, and this was definitely enough for me to have it haunt my imagination and my nightmares forever. Question 8. The days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. And the first book that came to my mind for this was A Man Called Ove, which is one of my favorite books of the year. But it's by Frederick Bachman, and it was amazing. We go through Ove struggling with depression and grief, and he tries to commit suicide several times, and each time he kind of makes a new friend, which has turned into his new family. And the ending, I won't tell you what happens, but it's just so heartwarming and amazing. And that's A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. Number 9, fall returns every year. Name a favorite that you'd like to return to soon. And that for me is The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion, excuse me. Another one of my favorite books, my favorite authors. I talked about her in the nonfiction video I did yesterday about memoirs. She is an amazing nonfiction writer and fiction, and a playwright actually. But this book is another book on my to be read to TBR list. I can't wait to get back to this book. I've read it years and years ago, and I loved it, and it made me fall in love with Joan Didion's writing, and I can't wait to get back to it. And question, what are we on? Number 10. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. And so I have one of them here, and the other one's in the closet, and my boyfriend is taking a nap right now because he was up all night working on a new screenplay. And so I'm not going to open the closet because it's really loud. And that accessory is this reading shawl that I got from my sister for Christmas last year, and it's so comfy and so warm. I'm not wearing it right now because, like I said, it's like 80 degrees, so it's way too hot for that. But that's one of them. I like to wrap up in that, especially in cold winter nights. And it reminds me of Scotland, which, if you don't know about me yet, that is my favorite place on earth, even though I haven't been there yet. And that is my secret life dream, is to move to Scotland, like I said earlier, with the bookshop on the corner. I can't wait to move to Scotland one day. But the other reading accessory that I love to have is my reading mug, which says, if you can see in the glare, "Go away, I'm reading," and then on the inside, when you get to the bottom, it has a pair of reading glasses. I got this as a gift several years ago from one of my aunts, and I just love it. It's a great size, and I usually have some coffee in the morning in it, or if I'm reading at night, I'll have some hot cider or hot chocolate, or even some hot tea sometimes. And I just love it. It's my favorite mug ever, and it's my favorite reading accessory. And question 11, the last question, is tag someone. So I'm going to tag the 3 people that I was talking to on Discord that encouraged me to do more tags. Haha. Kim from Bookmarks and Breadsticks, Abby Selter, and Gregory LaPerch. And if y'all have done this before, then tag someone else in the comments. But anyways, that is my finally fall tag, and I hope you liked it. Let me know what ideas you have for new videos, new books to read. I'm always looking for new ideas of videos to do, so let me know what you want me to do. And I will talk to you all soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification button next to the subscription button so you know when all of our new videos are out. And happy fall, happy October, almost November, and tomorrow's Friday, so yay! See y'all next time.